Bowls Australia acknowledges the traditional owners and custodians of the land in which this stream is produced. We pay our respects to all First Nations people and acknowledge elders past and present.
If Tuesday is moving day, Wednesday is where people unpack and make themselves at home at Club Tweed as they look to make their way through to the final of the Australian Indoor Championships in 2024. Val Febo here with you for the first semi-final of today between Chloe Stewart and Brianna Smith. Two right at home Jackaroos about to go head-to-head for a place in the women's singles showpiece match. Alongside me today, Barry Lester. Once again, Baz, welcome.
Good morning, Val. Yeah, I'm really excited about this match. Two young guns of the sport, great people, lovely people, and both really driven to succeed in this sport and ultimately this event. And I know Brianna wants to go one further than 2 years ago, and Chloe Stewart, well, this has been on her bucket list for a long, long time to win this title, and because there's not much left really for Chloe, as much as domestic titles is concerned. This is a big title she has on her radar, and it'd be great to see this game go right down to a tiebreak.
Yeah, to do it in singles as well, I think would be really important for Chloe Stewart. You know, she's been there and so deep into so many singles events on the national stage, the Champion of Champions, the AO. She's had a couple of deep runs. I believe it was the quarterfinals earlier this year, and Lara Butler was able to account for her, the eventual champion. But you look at what Chloe has put together over the last few years, and she is a red-hot chance at winning this. But Brianna Smith played the game of her life yesterday against Dawn Heyman, the first time she'd ever beaten her in singles play, and as club mates, they would have met a lot.
Yeah, and there's a lot of preparation that goes on behind the scenes too, so a lot of players negotiating what they can do with their work environment, family environment, time management, and to get away from the southern states of Victoria, and as we saw, some players from South Australia, and that to get away, come up here for a week, test their wares against some of the world's best players. It's a big event, and Chloe, well, she's got the luxury of working fairly close, living fairly close, and of course playing here, and hopefully when I say hopefully, if she does come away with the win, she's going to draw on every experience she has had by playing on this surface over the years. But it's interesting to see how Brianna will attack it too, Val. Does she completely push away what happened 2 years ago and say, well, no, that's a memory that I want to forget? Or does she draw off every experience? Does she maybe go back over the last few months in prep for this, or even the last day or two, and look back at some games and go, what could I have done different? What could I have done better? But one thing that really stood out to me yesterday was just the way she backed herself on the draw to draw herself out of trouble against the quality player in Dawn Heyman.
And that's what I had a little chat to Brianna afterwards, and she said, my God, I couldn't believe some of those shots that I made because Dawn just kept coming at me, and she was so proud of herself. And I think that just instills the belief that she can go all the way. Dawn is one of the best players in the world, and Brianna was able to beat her in straight sets, albeit one set was drawn, the second was close. She still got her in two, didn't need a tiebreak, which to go with Dawn for that long and over 18 ends, that's impressive.
Sure is, and she's got her partner, Ben Twist, front and centre, over there on the left of the screen there. Ben himself just falling short to Corey Wedlock in the quarterfinal yesterday. So
I felt for Twisty. He really made a great account of himself. He was sensational.
Yeah, everything was heading towards a tiebreak, but we've got green speed here today, just on 15 seconds. And it's a lovely setup. They were hard at it last night, setting everything up, the TV, cameras, the grandstands. So well done to the crew putting all this together, Turles and all his volunteers. It's a great setup, and I'm sure it will be a great game and big couple of days.
Yep, it's going to be brilliant. So this is the first match of the day. Up next, it'll be Ali Forsyth and Jeremy Henry, the three-time champion, looking to go for his fourth and first in 8 years. Then, after that, finally rounding out the day, will be Kelsey Cottrell up against Colleen Orr. That match promises to be high quality as well.
Yeah, so both players would be pre-game, having a bit of a laugh, bit of a chat, and know each other quite well. As we said, Jackaroo's teammates.
Both played together in that development Trans-Tasman five-a-side earlier this year.
That's right. But now it's game face, and it's just knowing your game plan early days. As we see Brianna there, forehand away from the clubhouse, predominantly the wider side on this particular rink.
Brianna and Chloe were part of that victorious Trans-Tasman team where Australia came home with a 4-1 victory. It was a lot closer than it looked, but the Aussies just much too good in the end and getting the job done. Dawn Heyman with some heroics late in that women's pairs tie and on the final day. Dealt with a lot of tricky conditions in Nainai. Had to move indoors and outdoors, but open men, open women, development men and development women all winning their series over New Zealand.
Yeah, nice start from Chloe Stewart there. As we mentioned yesterday, former Victorian. Won a lot of titles, played a lot of rep games for Victoria before moving north to further her career in terms of playing all year round, staying match fit.
Yeah, out from Kyneton, Chloe Stewart.
Yeah, always very driven ever since I met Chloe from the junior days. Likes to keep herself very fit and active and healthy, and works in an industry where she can be around bowls and be around other sports like golf. And I know she loves her golf. Had a game of golf with Chloe last year. Beautiful swing.
She wipe you?
I was, I'm not sure, but I was pretty keen to get off the course. We saw a huge, massive 10-foot python just working its way across the fairway. So it was.
Yeah, no, thank you.
I was pretty keen to head home, but I'd rather see a nice fluffy koala in the trees there, Val, than a huge python.
I'm not a snake person. They freak me out. Have you seen snakes on a plane, Bez?
No.
Oh, no, you don't want to watch that.
So, Brianna Smith switching to the backhand, and not a bad line, just a couple of feet short. So, she has 2 seconds here. Chloe holding 1.
Chloe had her mum up here a couple of weeks ago, she was saying, and just very family-orientated person as well. Wouldn't have been easy to make the move up here, but she did it to further her career in bowls, and she's flourishing up in Queensland.
It's a nice shot here. She needed to get another one in there. If you tuck the jacker around the corner. Well, we saw aggression from Brianna yesterday on many occasions when need be. A few times there, jack in the ditch, and played her weighted shots very well. Will we see it early days here? Remove one of the bowls or put the jack in the ditch. It is weight, and this is traditionally a tighter hand. She's very close, Val.
Brianna Smith just sneaking past. So this is a big chance.
Yeah, arms out and a shake of the head. Just not quite believing that didn't turn down from there. It's rink knowledge now. You must know that on most grass greens or most artificial greens, anywhere you go, anywhere in the world, most of the time, each rink has their own little characteristic, and this one's quite a famous one. So, Brianna just missing high on the backhand, and Chloe Stewart has an opportunity to pick up a multiple first end.
Good to see Dawn Heyman has made her way in. She'll go sit with Ben Twist, and her and Twisty will be playing for the Sydney Saints at the Bowls Premier League earlier or later this year, and they'll be supporting their clubmate Brianna Smith and Twisty's girlfriend as well. Chloe Stewart, a brilliant start to this contest. That's a 3.
Yeah, big confidence booster. Now, I'm sorry I didn't do my extensive homework last night or this morning, but I know Chloe has got deep in this event before. It might have been a few years back now, but those experiences of playing on this rink, same with Brianna, as you saw there, Brianna forced to play some weight early. That'd be now, it's actually not a bad thing being forced to play a weighted shot early. Take all the learnings from it, keep it fresh in your mind moving forward. But one thing I'd probably suggest that would be more in the player's favour, if they're going to elect to play the 6 to 10 feet weighted shots, and there's still an option to go bigger, I reckon the easier or the more positive shot selection will be to go a bit quicker, Val, just instead of to play that sort of tough little weighted shot.
So, Chloe, her draw game is second to none. I remember the very first tournament I was at, Baz, was BPL 12 in Moama. Chloe came in one night and absolutely drew the house down. I think the three first bowls that I saw Chloe Stewart bowl were all within a foot of the jack, not even. So her pedigree when it comes to drawing is sensational. Brianna just trying to find that line. Weight was spot on there.
Yeah, you want to grab something out of the first few ends as much as possible, whether it be line or length. And Brianna there, as you mentioned, pretty good line, pretty good weight, just missing high. You're probably looking at only about a bowl and a half of width at its widest point. So Chloe here backing up with another. It's good shooting.
Clear intent for Chloe Stewart. Spoke to her on the right line last week. BA's official podcast. You can subscribe on Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts from. She said it would mean so much to her to be able to conquer the Australian Indoor Championships because playing at Club Tweed and being a member here, she sees it a lot and is around the tournament a lot, and it's one of the biggest events on the national calendar with that carrot dangling of going on and bidding for a world title. You know, you want that opportunity to go over to Aberdeen next year.
Yeah, I wonder how much the players have looked at that, Val, as a bit of an extra incentive. Have they looked that far? Well, Chloe Stewart hasn't looked that far. She's just looking at the jack at the moment and smothering it. So 3 bowls inside a couple of feet. Brianna Smith here just needs to, I think, find the line now. Just trying to feel out the weight, but more so just try and find the line. Put one down the centre of the rink.
She doesn't look pleased this morning, Brianna Smith. Just gets a little rock, and she's going to win the tee if she wants to go big for the last one and take a little bit of a risk. But Chloe Stewart is rocketing along here with an opportunity to put in a fourth. Does she try and get a little tap of that jack to the left of your screen there? Locke's got these camera angles working.
They're brilliant, aren't
unbelievably well. Look at this.
Oh, I think she just goes to the tee with Brianna not quite nailing her draw. Maybe she just elects to play a big weighted shot. And sometimes that's what you need early in the game. If you've warmed up, you're ready to go, you're feeling confident. If you're not quite on your draw, sometimes just getting a conversion away, maybe a strong weighted shot or a big drive, might be just something that sparks you into gear. Chloe, I think she'll be looking to get the backest bowl here.
Just won't get there.
Oh, she's just covering that wing trail there if Brianna came down forehand and got the jack. But I like this from Brianna, just a little bit more patient, a little bit more composure. Just come up, put that last delivery behind her and start fresh. Body language here. So just watching Brianna seems to be a little frustrated early. You picked up on that, Val. But it can be one shot that turns things around. One big bowl here, jack in the ditch for 2. All of a sudden, it's 3-2. For me, this shot comes down to which hand you prefer, whether you like playing weight forehand or backhand, and just going for it.
Forehand it is. And it is weight.
Still staring at it. Brianna Smith.
And that wing bowl from Chloe Stewart was waiting in the wings.
Yeah.
One more.
Great example of trying to preempt a result. Brianna Smith, forehand, played it well. Didn't quite get back as much as she'd like, but all in all, 3 down to 1 down. And that's a great experience from Chloe. Chloe was standing there head when Brianna played her third bowl. She looked at all the angles and thought, well, if I get one out high on this line, be a good spot if Brianna happened to trail the jack. And sometimes you just got to try and be 3 or 4 shots ahead of your opposition. And as I mentioned a few times yesterday, Val, you got to, at this level especially, expect your opposition to get it.
Yep. That's exactly right. And I think for those that are new to the sport or haven't watched too much of bowls, you would see that Chloe Stewart bowl where it was and say, oh, that's not that good. Why is it so far away from the jack? It's because bowls is such a chess match.
Yeah.
And you are preempting and anticipating where your opponent is going to go and where that jack may go. And that's a prime example of it because it ended up touching the jack pretty much right at the end.
Yeah, you know, the jack won't do that very often when there's that much weight played, just sort of hang around the head. But Chloe just wanted to put one that won the count, I guess. If she went right to the back, she would have got 1. But, I mean, where she put it was covering a number if Brianna had trailed it for 3. So good touch shown by both players early on, both with some weighted shots and some dead draw.
And again, Brianna's weight, pretty spot on. It's just the line.
Okay, Chloe Stewart, 2 bowls, probably inside 2 feet. Brianna Smith, as you can see, the angle of her first delivery, just finishing quite on. Well, it's just not a bendy hand as much as the other side. You can see here.
Just holding, isn't it?
Yep. And it's done that for decades, and that's where rink knowledge is everything. You've got to do your history, look at your history, look at YouTube. You can go on YouTube and look at games, just knowing what the rinks do. Over the years, in different environments I've been in, we've had little logbooks. We've written down pre-big events, written down per rink, different characteristics, especially leading into a major event. Try and train on all the rinks you'll play on.
Chloe Stewart knows this rink very, very well. Have a look at that.
Absolutely, she does. She used to work only 20 metres away from this rink. And she used to work here as a bowls development manager. Brianna Smith, though, a few bowls to rest on. Played this pretty well to there.
This is better. How will it come back? She's not going to find the gap, is she? No, she's just going to hang out again.
Yeah.
And the frustration is visible for Brianna Smith, and shake of the head, little arms out, wondering why.
Yeah, and that's all. And Brianna, well, she played overseas a couple of years ago, winning the World Under-25 singles, and she would have witnessed both around Australia and overseas that you're going to get some rinks that you need to play to the conditions, and whether that's weather-wise, environment-wise, or the actual surface, that's a huge part of the game. And that's why you'll see, Val, some players, or a lot of players that have dominated here over the years, choose to use the wider drawing bowl, just knowing they'll always get back to their target. We saw Ben Twist yesterday using a wide drawing bowl. Jeremy Henry's using a wide drawing bowl. So Chloe Stewart, she's just going to... I thought she was just going to try and slide through around the back there and cover that.
I think that's what she meant to do.
Jack movement, but
think she's too pleased with that one. But I think she does have the backest bowl anyway, so she does have the tee. Holding 2 currently. Brianna Smith needing something very good here. Really interesting start to this match because Brianna's just, she's been there with her weight. It's just the line she's not finding. So let's see if it's 4th time's the charm for the young St. John's product. This is definitely well pointed. Brianna Smith is closer.
yeah, she's adjusted pretty well here. Needs to draw the shot, maybe.
She's pushed it out. Has she done it? I think she has. That is a brilliant delivery. She made the correction, and I reckon it's one.
Yeah, that's clutch from Brianna Smith.
Have a look at the replay, Baz. Talk us through it.
Adjusted her line, straightened up a little bit on the mat, and quite often the adjustment required where your bowl finishes is where you set up on the mat. You know, you want to maybe straighten up with your body, maybe stand more square to your target, or even try and stand differently on the mat. As you can see Brianna there, she knew her weight was good with her first 3 deliveries. So you got to grab the positives out of that, and then just tried to tidy up her line, which she did, and drew the shot. So
she's gone full length here.
We saw this yesterday, Val, from Brianna with her last bowl. Quite often she came up clutch, and she's almost done that the last 2 ends. The second end, not quite. But from 3 down to 1 down, and then 3 down to 1 up, or 2 down to 1 up, she's managing to play some big clutch shots with her last bowl. And I like this from Brianna, just switching to a new hand. Not quite finding her forehand in this direction previously, so switching to the backhand now, and over, 34 metres, she's put a bowl away, only 2 feet away.
See what Chloe Stewart can dish up in response. She's not a mile away either, but just needed to find the weight.
Well, that's a box ticked for Brianna Smith. Chloe Stewart putting 3 bowls inside 2 feet 2 ends ago in this direction, and her objective here was to try and break Chloe's rhythm up, and Chloe's put a bowl down, which would be 6 feet away. And that's a small win for Brianna already. And now she holds 2. So Chloe's got a big correction to make. Nice line, though. Great angle. But it's just in her eye enough to make her switch hands here.
How tight has she gone here, Chloe Stewart?
Yeah, and that's another win now for Brianna.
2 short bowls for Chloe.
Just making, 1, Chloe play a new length, and 2, making her switch hands. So that just breaks up Chloe's rhythm. We look at the first couple of ends, Chloe played pretty much every bowl on one side of the rink and at the same length. Now Chloe's playing a bit of forehand, backhand, and a longer length. So Brianna's picking up a few small wins here. She looks to trail this jack.
She's picked up a big one here. This is sensational shooting from Brianna Smith. Margaret Rose Smith being asked some questions by Chloe Stewart just about where things are at the head. What can she do?
Well, there's a few things you should never do in sport. The first one, obviously, is never give up. So we've seen a really great response from Brianna here, but you've got to always be thinking and try and play smart. And for Brianna to throw that jack ditch, knowing that Chloe's came out of the blocks drawing so well, that just goes to show she's not only trying to play well, but she's trying to play the game in a smart way. You know, a lot of players get caught in the trap of just putting the mat down anywhere and rolling the jack anywhere. Well, not against a player like Chloe Stewart, especially after these first few ends, putting, a lot of bowls around the jack. So Brianna, not only her play, but her bowl smarts are working well so far.
So if you're Kelsey Cottrell and if you're Colleen Orr, are you watching this match just to gain some perspective on what this rink is doing? Obviously, you can look and you can take some notes, but also what the players are doing, what their preferred strengths are. And look, they would know that by watching them and playing against them over the years. But how much would you be watching, Baz?
Absolutely, Val. Yeah, you're looking to get any learnings you can. Brianna just going to crash on that front one. Well, it's still going to be 3 shots to Brianna, but yeah, you got to be learning as much as you can. Just looking at the speeds, what the hands are doing, and you never know. Some players might even elect to change equipment. Now, I'm happy to be wrong here, Val, but I don't think this rink has been a rink throughout the tournament so far?
I'm not so sure.
I don't think it has been a rink
Might
that's
be new.
been played throughout the event. So it is a specific TV rink, and so I'm confident players haven't played on this rink at all this week. And, sometimes some players may elect to change equipment, maybe change somewhere where they stand on the mat, change something in their delivery to combat the conditions. As Chloe Stewart.
She's going to come underneath. And this...
Well, she's got an edge.
Is a very fortunate result, or is it?
No, it is a bit fortunate. She was definitely under, but...
Probably still 2 down. Maybe 1. Might get a measure for the second here. Rose Smith has 2. And it is 2 to Brianna Smith. So Chloe does cut 1 out despite being a little off the mark there. So 4-3 in favour of Chloe Stewart. As we head into the 5th end. 9 ends in each set. And then if the sets are split, we go to a 3-end tiebreak to decide the winner and who will be in the Australian Indoor Championships Women's Singles Final tomorrow.
Yeah, Brianna couldn't put the mat down quick enough there. Chloe just not quite feeling that length. And it's just I call it a bogey bowl, Val. Just crazy how arguably Chloe's best bowl that end was her first bowl. It was right on line. It was tracking right towards the jack, just falling 6 foot short. That bogey bowl then forced Chloe to switch and try and find a new length and a new hand. And sometimes when we start switching and changing, like I said, Brianna couldn't wait to put this mat down and roll that long jack, and she's absolutely dotted it. So ditch to ditch, 34 metres, front toucher by Brianna Smith. We look at that second end. Sorry, the third end, how big that was, being 3 down. So Brianna Smith's responded really well here.
You're right, Baz. She was on the verge of being 6 down, and now all of a sudden it's 1. And she's limiting what Chloe Stewart can do with these long ends. And this is, of course, what Kelsey Cottrell has made a strength over the years, being able to bowl T to T. And you mentioned Ziti Zelina Ahmed doing this in back-to-back Commonwealth Games.
Yeah, very robotic was Ziti Lina Ahmed from Malaysia, 2002 Manchester. You're talking slow, wet conditions. Then backed it up in Darebin, 2006, and was robotic, ditch to ditch, and forced her opposition to come with her and try and beat her at her own game. And it's one thing to play well and outplay your opposition, but what are the factors, Val? What are the factors? And so far, there's been 2 factors. The short lengths, Chloe dominated. The long lengths, now Brianna's getting back on top of Chloe. So they are the factors. Yes, you've still got to play well, but you can't just float your way through a game and try and wing it. You've got to have those tactics ready to go. And Brianna, as you can see here, her body language and her confidence is definitely changing now that she's got things back on her terms.
There was such a clear element of frustration before the first 2 ends with Brianna just not being able to find anything. And that third end, she was down 3, so it could have been 7-0.
Yeah, it was a big moment. Chloe Stewart, well, not panic stations for her. She's played a really good bowl, actually, with her second bowl. It's gone to a place where it could feature later in this end. It's just a matter now of taking a little bit of weight off, getting another one close.
And I tell you what, Baz.
Played it well. It's a great shot. Chloe Stewart.
Falls over too. So this has been an impressive fight back this end from Chloe, but Brianna holding sway in these long lengths. I think she's found what can give her the ascendancy. She just needs to capitalise.
Yeah, Chloe Stewart, she has at least second shot. It's close for the third. Brianna here just doesn't want to make this any bigger, this target. I think she's got to be looking to cover any jack movement that's against her. I think she needs to be looking at, as we look at the screen, from behind the head. I think she needs to be looking at somewhere around about 8 o'clock. Just if Jack happens to spring out there, she can drop a couple. Will she make it? Well, it's still a pretty good home.
So Chloe Stewart, can she wrestle the momentum back? And I dare say, if she can take this, we'll be seeing a completely different length. It's Brianna's first bowl.
Yeah, it's all about what kind of weight here from Chloe. Is it going to be really big? Try and blow this head up, or just crack an egg and move that jack 6 inches? Quality player, great touch. Both players showing a lot of class this week. That's why they're out there today. Chloe Stewart just trying to play over the draw here. Any contact on this shot bowl, she's close.
She's under. So one more to Brianna Smith. And after 5, Barry Lester, we are tied. 3 ends on the bounce for Brianna Smith, who is looking to really force her hand here and force herself into this Jackaroos 5. Chloe Stewart looking to do the same. Was dominated by so many for so long. What a glorious era it's been for the last 10 years. You know, we've had Karen Murphy, Kelsey Cottrell, Carla Krasanik, Beck Van Ash, Lindsay Clark, Natasha Van Eldick. That jack has gone into the ditch, so Brianna Smith trying to go long. That has brought her unstuck. And Chloe Stewart, I dare say this is going to be much shorter.
Yeah, that's unfortunate for Brianna, trying to get on a roll, trying to win multiple ends over that long length. And as we see Chloe, mat up, jack short. That would be only about 26 metres, so just that 6 metres of difference here. And I like this from Brianna, though. She's put that forehand away in this direction. Didn't quite find it early on in the match. As you can see there.
Good line.
She picked that line well.
Yeah, that 5 was so tremendously difficult to break into for so many people at international level. Often always a couple of really stiff ones missing out, but spots are always up for grabs if you can perform. Chloe Stewart just drifting through, but holding sway for now.
Yeah, just 1 yard would be what Brianna's looking to take off here. Quite often we're asked to play with 1 more yard of weight or take 1 yard of weight off. It's probably the most popular call-in bowls. And if you're asked to do something a lot in bowls, you should be training it. A really good drill for that is leapfrog. Good little drill just to get comfortable adding weight and taking weight off. When you're doing your training, that breeds confidence.
I feel like bowls is one of the only ones that sort of switches between the metric system and can't remember what the other system is called, where we use yards and feet and imperial. That's the one.
No,
I blanked completely then.
I'm inches and feet. Yeah, it's pretty easy and basic to remember for me. But Brianna Smith, 1 metre if you like, or 1 yard.
And she's slowly brought it back.
Yeah.
And red paddle finally does come up.
But what I like here too, Brianna's just been able to settle into this backhand now. 3 bowls down on a similar line. Chloe, not much correction required here. Only a slight difference in her line. You can see her bowl on the right of screen. You can see nearly the full face of that bowl and the blue sticker. You can see that it is turning in nicely. It's a good indication of how a hand is turning when you see the full face of a bowl. So if you look at the bottom right hand of screen, you see the two bowls of Brianna's. As we just have a look at this shot from Chloe, great correction on her previous delivery. That was the one in the middle she was looking for. If you look at the bottom of the screen there, Brianna's two bowls, you can see just a little bit of the face of the bowls. And as you look at the bowl at the right of screen of Chloe Stewart, you can see the full face of the bowls. You can see gives you usually an indication of how the hand's turning, how much angle the bowl's coming in on. And you'll see that with fast and slow greens as well. So Brianna Smith, can she respond? She played 3 decent bowls already. Just needs to find that exact weight here. Awesome connection. Just going to slide past it. Well, what an effort.
That was a great effort from Brianna Smith. So Chloe Stewart, an opportunity. Doesn't need to do much more than her last. And this could be a 2, and she could gain the lead back. Brianna's done so well to get this back on level terms. But that fast start from Chloe Stewart was enough to ensure that she had a good foothold. Chloe is a 4-time Bowls Premier League champion with the Tweed Heads Ospreys. Has played with them since their inception in BPL 10. Like the Melbourne Pulse, which you play with, Barry Lester. What has Chloe got here? She's coming. Is it enough? It's trying.
Big effort.
Not enough. One more to the Queenslander. Or the Victorian turned Queenslander. And that toss into the ditch there by Brianna has brought her unstuck.
Yeah, good point. Brianna just rolling that jack a little bit too heavy. It's a skill set in itself. If you love your singles, and I just mentioned it, Val, about all the things you're required to do in bowls, and one of them's being asked to take a yard off or a yard on. But one of the biggest requirements in singles is rolling a jack. And if you want to be a good singles player and you want to really dominate on a certain length, you've got to be super good and super confident in your jack roll. And you've got to practice it. As boring as it may be, I'm not going to dance around it. It is boring, rolling a jack. But there are different little exercises you can do with that. You may just get a bucket of jacks and try and roll them between the tee and the ditch and have the mat at different lengths. Myself, over the years, I've just put down a mat and tried to roll jacks onto a mat. But what that does, it breeds that confidence in terms of every time you look down at the jack that you can roll it to the length you want. And in big moments like that, we're playing for an Australian title here, playing for a world title, really, as this event goes into higher honours. Great shot from Brianna. A jack roll like that, when you're getting on a bit of a run, getting your confidence up, and then you lose the length and then lose the end, it just is a reminder that everything you do is super important, and rolling a jack is no different to any other shot you'll play in the book.
I know that some coaches don't even let their pupils pick up a bowl before they understand how to roll a jack, as Chloe Stewart's very close.
Brilliant shot from Chloe. It's heating up this match. Both players really warming up now.
But yeah, so some players or some coaches won't even let their pupils roll a bowl before they understand the mechanics of a jack roll and how important that is in this sport.
Yeah, it's an important skill set. Get familiar with it.
Brianna.
Nice little shave off the front. I think she was probably drawing it anyway,
Yeah.
Val. If she just missed that front one, I think she would have been there enough just to draw the shot. But it's forced Chloe to change hands here. Little trail around the corner for 2. Yeah, drawing to offline jacks, drawing to jacks in the ditch, all the things you're required to do in a game of bowls. You ideally want to be out there training them. Chloe doesn't want to turn that front one up. Well, she has, but it's still only one. So we're on pace now. Both players really settling in. As you can see, Brianna already on the mat as that bowl was coming to rest. Both players just really feeling comfortable now. So all the crowd, the TV, all the hype around this particular game and this event would have now disappeared. Both players just focused on what they need to do. Brianna, great weight, just missing height.
So Chloe Stewart trying to wrestle this back. She just regained the lead after being pegged back to 4-all.
So forehand it is. One down. Will it get back? Needs to get down now. Just missing high, Chloe.
Good effort. Brianna Smith now with an opportunity to take the lead.
Both players now know it's right into the deep end now. Need to be full of confidence, backing themselves in. This for Brianna. This is a huge confidence booster for her if she can draw another. She can take the lead. Take the mat back. Put it on the tee again. Get things back on her terms in terms of the length.
Just overshooting. But she does get it back. And after 7 ends, we are locked at 5 apiece. 2 ends to decide who is going to take this opening stanza here in the semi-finals of the Australian Indoor Championships. The first of 4. We've got 3 today. 1 more tomorrow between Jack McShane and Corey Wedlock, who get a day off. No doubt they'll be in here at some stage today to have a little roll-up.
Yeah, maybe. I'm not sure the rules around that, but...
Or maybe not. Yeah, true.
I think that, the more time you can get on the surface, the better. So there is you'd like to call it probably a practice rink over the back here on rink 1, if players are that keen to come down, and I don't think there'd be anything against that. But that is one thing I do encourage players to do leading into a major event, if you can. Try and get match fit on that particular surface or a surface similar. Quite often, the technique's slightly different for varying surfaces, whether it be quick or slow or indoor or outdoors. Brianna Smith with her first bowl gets one close again. Yeah, match fitness is the best fitness leading into big events, especially singles. You can get some games of singles in against some quality opponents at your club. Just keeps your mind sharp around the requirements of the game. See Chloe Stewart just trying to arrive, trail the jack. That's a perfect home with her first if you're not getting the shot. Brianna Smith looking to add another one here. Ideally, just around her first bowl. That'll be 2.
So she's flexing her muscles here, Brianna Smith. She wants to get back in this final. Do you think if Brianna does win this, do you think that she'll want it to be Kelsey that faces her in the final? Just try to maybe get that revenge for 2 years ago?
No doubt. Yeah, if you want to win big titles, well, you got to beat the best players. And if Kelsey happens to make the other final and Brianna happens to be there too, why not? Chloe Stewart, great shot here. What a correction. Perfect line. Side touch if you don't mind. Just taking the 4 feet off that was required. Brianna Smith.
So it's this end is huge because the winner of it will have the lead going into the decisive end of this set. They'll have the opportunity to control the length, but the problem is their opponent will have last bowl, and if they're only one down, they'll know what they have to do.
Brianna Smith definitely playing some form of arriving weight here. Looks to just be under.
Is it going to hold?
Not a bad attempt, really. Only 2 bowls under. But I don't think Brianna needs to play much more weight with her last.
Does Chloe try and go around the back now? Around the back of it?
Well, Chloe does need another one in there because if Brianna does sit that shot bowl, she will be holding 3. So Chloe definitely needs to get another one in there. But I don't think Brianna needs to play much different with her next. So, gee, Jack first here would be perfect. Doesn't want to turn. Well, Chloe Stewart.
Flirting with danger.
Well, you literally took the words right out of my mouth there, Val. She definitely was, but nothing ventured, nothing gained. Chloe Stewart, she's managed to pick up the 3rd shot out of that. Brianna Smith now, great view there from above of what she's looking at. Bit of a smile, she walks away. Now, Brianna runs the risk here if she plays bigger weight of removing her own bowl out of the head and giving Chloe more room. As it sits, it is only 1 down. Brianna doesn't want to get too aggressive at this and create more room for Chloe with her last. It's forehand. Interesting choice here. Maybe she's just looking for the bowl or jack here. Can't afford to play this too quick and turn her own bowl out of the head. So it's on its way. Brianna Smith looking to get this bowl clean here.
She's very close. Brianna Smith.
Wow.
Just shaving us. My word. A wry smile. Because both her and Chloe had a similar result. So now does Chloe try and go for Brianna's bowl? Make it 2.
What an effort to switch hands. Pretty much shaving that shot bowl of Chloe's. Yeah, you're right, Val. It's decisions here.
This is the angle you have, and I think if I'm Chloe, I'm going for that bowl. Sit it away, make 2.
Well, Chloe can actually afford just to trail the jack as well, but if she is high, she doesn't want to turn her own bowl either out or over. 1 shot here, like you said, Val. It's pretty handy. 1 up, playing the last. It's the position I'd rather be in than being 1 down.
Well, she's not going to be high, I don't think. It's coming.
Can she draw another one here, Chloe Stewart? She's trying hard.
She's so close. Chloe Stewart, I reckon she has. It's very close.
It is.
Brianna Smith concedes the 2, and what a time to get that for Chloe Stewart. Her first multiple since the opening end. And she holds a 7-5 buffer with 1 end to play in this opening set. This has been a splendid start to the morning. Both on song. Emma Boyd in the crowd watching on. Watching her Tweed Ospreys teammate.
So here it is, the moment we've all been waiting for, the deciding end of this first set.
Wayne Turley watching on as well in the crowd.
Yeah.
Good to see.
Great friends, obviously, with Chloe Stewart, having been her coach and former boss. Built up a great rapport over the years.
And her coach at the Tweed Heads Ospreys, Baz, in the Bowls Premier League. They've won 4 titles together.
Yeah, Chloe's got it tough carrying Teasy and Corey. It's not easy. So she's done well to pick up the 4 titles. But no, they've got a great tight-knit unit, they do, and it's no surprise that they've been so successful. The relationship they have, they're great friends on and off the green, and Turles brings that great feel and culture to the team with all his experience. And, Club Tweed in general is a great organisation, but they're a great team, and you never know what you're going to get sometimes. Corey skips sometimes, Teasy skips, leads, but all in all, great people, and you know it's going to be a tough match when you come up against them in the BPL. But Chloe here, she's trying to win her maiden Australian indoor singles, and Brianna's trying to get in her way. Forehand, needs to take a yard of weight off. Will it hang on?
It's trying.
That's shot for now. So that's enough to see Brianna hold 1. Looking for 2 to draw this up. Now, every session so far throughout the week, we've had a drawn set.
Well, now that we've only got 1 match a session, it's going to be hard to keep on par, but I think we're above par at the moment.
And 7's been the number, Val. We've seen a lot of drawn sets at 7 all.
Well, Brianna and Dawn, their first set yesterday, 7 apiece. And then Brianna, I think, won 7-6 against Dawn, but Chloe has just sat it away.
Yeah, perfect shot, Chloe Stewart.
Right in front of the jack. She's holding 3.
Yeah, it's a great bowl. Nice little jog after it. Good positive body language. So Brianna now must disturb this. Backhand with weight. Looking to crack an egg on that front bowl of Chloe Stewart's. If not, she wants to stay on.
So now, Chloe, I'd be suggesting that she gets around the back. She's done all she needs to. Brianna's just shown her hand that she's going to play some weight. So I'd be suggesting to Chloe to possibly cover the tee. Ensure that she can only go 1 down.
Yeah, just looking at where the only place that Chloe can really lose 2 shots is over in that corner of the green. And I think deeper the better. Make Brianna play really hard weight.
This is where she's going. Wants her to get there.
Needs to hurry.
That is...
That'd be enough.
Yep. That's all she needed to do. So Brianna Smith will need something significant to go her way here if she's going to make the 2. She's trying to study every permutation from what this shot can do for her.
Yeah, for me, Val, it's forehand, about 10 feet of weight, come down, land the yellow part of that shot bowl, which will kick the jack back and then run through herself for 2. I think that's the only shot on. Chap and lie or hit and run, you name it, but it's got to be forehand. Well, Brianna's okay. It's for me. I think it's going to be backhand. Just cracking an egg on the shot bowl. Just going to miss high.
She's knocked one of her own out. So, is this 2 or 3? Suggest probably still the 3 from what Rose Smith indicated before. And there it is. 3 shots to Chloe Stewart after Brianna Smith drew level after 7. Chloe ends it with a flurry, a 2 and a 3 to take it convincingly enough. 10-5. Scoreboard probably doesn't reflect how close that set was, Baz.
No, not at all. Chloe winning the end count though, 5-4. And that's the first objective to any game of bowls, win the ends. In a pennant environment, maybe over 21 ends, you can break it down into 4 quarters. Try and win each quarter with winning 3 ends out of the 5. so on. So we'll try and win the little battles. But Chloe obviously has won the set, but also won the end count. So Matt probably 2 metres up. Jack, it's going to be about a 26 metre length here. Good place to be today, Tweed Heads Bowls Club. Indoor, still raining outside, but it all clears as of tomorrow. We're back to nice sunshine and 25 degrees. Beautiful indoor facilities here at Club Tweed. Recently celebrating 100 years. It's been a cornerstone of bowls events, major bowls events on the calendar for bowls in Australia for many years. And well done to Club Tweed for continually producing the goods. And speaking about producing the goods, Chloe Stewart, forehand, putting one down there within a couple of inches. Brianna Smith, great line with her first bowl. Just needs to find the correction. Maybe a yard off here. Just overdoing it with weight. Well, anytime you see a jack-eye situation like this, especially when you're holding, you know that your opposition won't be far away. So Chloe will be looking to change this. As it sits there, it's pretty much a 3-bowl target if you include the gap. So jack, gap, and bowl. Expect someone like Brianna to be not far away here. So Chloe matching that back bowl. Good home. Great energy from Chloe Stewart. Up and down the green. Good body language.
She wants this final. Great to have everybody's company.
Will it get back in time? Brianna Smith. Nice attempt. Well, she's managed to get a good second out of that. Just turning that bowl slightly closer. Managed to lock in her bowl, though, so that may give Brianna a little bit more confidence playing more weight with her last. She does have the Bacchus bowl. Brianna may, if Chloe doesn't change this, Brianna may look to go quite big at this with her last. Jack in the ditch for 2. Take the bowl out for 1. So decisions here for Chloe. Does she go right to the back or look to get another one in there? It's 50-50 for me. Okay, forehand. It's on its way. Spinning into play. Here it comes. Forehand. Trying to draw another shot. In behind the jack would be perfect. Well, the target's got bigger now. Chloe Stewart may lie too, but there's a problem.
She doesn't have the Bacchus bowl either, Baz.
And Brianna Smith, this was the strength of her game yesterday. Converted a lot of heads against Dawn Heyman on many occasions. So let's see. As I mentioned a few ends back, when playing weight, it's got to be your favourite hand. Pick a weight you're comfortable with. Brianna Smith, forehand it is. Looking for jack movement here. Got it away beautiful. She's very close here, Val.
She got it, and she now lies too.
Big conversion. Chloe Stewart just unfortunate to widen the target there.
But that's a great start to the set from Brianna Smith. Have a look at this replay.
Yeah, got it away beautiful. Brianna, it's definitely a strength of her game these days. Forehand with weight. Only slightly under the target, but in good areas, good result. So Chloe Stewart didn't do much wrong there. All it did is probably just increase Brianna's likelihood of getting the jack there by building a bigger target. But That's where the game lies at the moment. Chloe just creating some front-end pressure, and Brianna's got to continue to be up to the task here. So forehand, Brianna changing tactics, bringing the mat up. Only a couple of metres short of the minimum. Here it comes on the forehand. Nice starter from Brianna.
So Brianna has shown her intent. She wants another crack at this title. 2022, she reached the final against Kelsey Cottrell.
And just a little bit of noise in the crowd there. So great composure from Brianna. It's one thing blocking out noise, but, well, it's all happening. Same person twice, moving around in the crowd.
A couple of greasies from the other members of the crowd.
Yeah, right when Brianna was about to bowl too, so very unfortunate. Someone just moving around a bag or something in the crowd there, but
I just don't understand how it's the same person. It's the same in so many sports.
yeah, but these are the conditions. I think of Potter's Leisure Resort over there in England, having played over there a few times. Big auditorium, large crowds, and
I think what helps here, though, is the fact that you've got music playing, so at least the noise isn't going to affect you. At Potter's, it is dead quiet. You can hear a click.
yeah, it's just being able to expect some noise and just lock yourself into a state of concentration where any of that outside noise you can shut that out.
There was a little bit of outside noise at Potter's this year. It was quite interesting. Not sure what happened there, but it was quite funny watching the footage back. I don't know if you've seen it, Baz.
No, sorry, Val. Yeah, but I mean, in various conditions, I remember playing in Hong Kong one year and they were bombing the ground next door. They were building detonating the ground to break up the soil to build a new high-rise, and there's not much you can do about that, telling the construction workers to come back tomorrow. You've just got to block out that noise, concentrate strongly on what you're doing,
Yep.
control.
And if it happens when you're on the mat, take a couple more seconds.
And that's great reset from Brianna. As we saw there, she stood away from the mat a couple of times when that noise came up. So lock yourself into a state of concentration and focus. And a lot of that outside noise will disappear itself. As we see here, Chloe Stewart, 2 bowls past the jack, so things slightly more in her favour. Can she trail this jack and make 2? Not bad to there. Will it get down in time? Chloe Stewart, what a shot.
So this is a really great contest to whet the appetite for the rest of these semi-finals and finals. So the winner of both the men's and the women's tournaments will get a trip to Aberdeen, Scotland next year. I'll double check the dates for you all, in case anybody wants to book a trip.
Yeah, throw us those dates again. Sorry, Val.
Just double check it for you all now.
I'll jump on
April 20 to 26 in 2025, Aberdeen, Scotland. And the winner of this tournament, the men's and women's singles, get a chance to don the green and gold regalia.
I'll jump on Momondo, one of the flight comparison apps, mate. Get over there and support the Aussies.
Take blessed coaching to Aberdeen, Scotland.
It's very exciting.
great to see Scotland have such a rich history in this sport. Some of the greatest players of all time have come from Scotland.
So Chloe Stewart, can she repeat the dose here? Forehand. Needs to clear the front.
Doesn't want to knock that up.
Well,
I think it's okay.
I think it's going to be at least one. Brianna Smith holding onto the mat here and hands it over to Chloe because she's got 2 shots and bounces back here from 2-0 down to 2-2.
All of a sudden, Chloe didn't score a multiple from end 1 to 8 in the opening set, but her last 3 scores have all been more than the single. So very interesting. 2 apiece here. Real cat and mouse sort of contest, and semi-finals are often more nerve-wracking than the final because sometimes it can be just that release valve that you're actually there and you're in the final, more so when you're trying to get there and you're trying to break that ground.
Yeah, rhythm's everything, I feel. Just getting into that muscle memory rhythm with your technique, trying to play the same length as we see Chloe. Matt in the same spot. Jack slightly longer, but Brianna here, majority of this game in this direction has played the backhand. Well, it's just a bit of extra noise going on here. Great composure again from Brianna. Just step away, start again. So Brianna here just changing tactic, moving over to the forehand. We saw 2 ends ago. Chloe Stewart with 2 bowls on top of the jack on her forehand. Brianna trying to shut that down now. Maybe just get in the way or just change the makeup of this head. Nice starter. And of course, men's action today, Ali Forsyth up against Jeremy Henry. The next match, Ali Forsyth being a left-hander. Not many left-handers have won the title over the years. Can he join a rare group?
As a fellow lefty, I reckon you'd be pretty keen to see it.
Absolutely. Got to get it done for the lefties. But Jeremy Henry, once we commentated that first game, Val, we saw him play. For me, he looked like he was right on his game. Came up against a great player and a tough opponent in Warren Holt. And from there, Jeremy Henry's looking the goods. Brianna Smith just falling short there. So Jeremy Henry and Ali Forsyth, they're old teammates as well. Tarrant Point days. Played a lot of games together today. Be old school Northern Ireland versus New Zealand. But obviously both reside now in Australia. Call Australia their home. Jeremy Henry down at Warilla and Ali Forsyth at Clayton.
And both looking to wear the green and gold in Aberdeen next year, which I think for Ali, considering he's still representing New Zealand, would be quite bizarre.
Yeah, that is very interesting. Brianna Smith needs to turn that front one up. Well, there you have it. Just missing high. Not quite finding it, the players in this particular end. So Chloe Stewart on the way. It's just going to go under here, but needs to hurry to jack high. So a bit of, probably, and this does happen throughout most games. Both players, especially if the first couple of bowls aren't quite near the jack, both players can sometimes have a bit of an end off, which we're seeing here. But it is a new jack position as well. So we've mainly seen the jack higher up the green or right back near the tee. So sometimes when there's a bit of a new feel to the rink or new feel to the look of the head, you can see this happen. But Brianna Smith, well, she may have 2 seconds here. She might think that the best or easiest way to go about this is to remove Chloe Stewart's bowl or look to play some form of aggressive draw and trail this jack for 3. Or if she halves it, she can nearly make 4.
There is a chance. Brianna Smith.
Jack here, Brianna Smith.
Is she going to draw it cold? Is it going to stop? Is it going to stop? I'm not sure. It is mightily close, but I still favour that Chloe Stewart holds 1 and will carry the lead going into N3. Oh, it is. Brianna Smith. Well, there you go.
Just hung on.
Somehow. 3-2 in favour of Brianna Smith. St. John's Park product. So we're just trying to confirm, Baz, whether that if Ali Forsyth does win, as he still is a representative of New Zealand, if he will go on and don the green and gold in Aberdeen next year, because there is a possibility that might not be the case, as he is still a current blackjack.
Yeah, it's a good talking point. We'll clear that up for our viewers, and but all in all, these players right now obviously have a task at hand. That's to try and win their way through to the finals, and then if they do win the title, as we said, we will have a male and female representative go all the way to the World Championship in Aberdeen in April next year, as Brianna Smith draws another. So that's 2. Nothing better in bowls or in sport really is momentum, and Chloe Stewart needs to just win this next end, get back, fight back from what Brianna did the previous end, drawing that last bowl. And when you do that too, when you draw the shot with your last bowl, you seem to just gain a bit more confidence. So here we are. Brianna Smith looking to double up, forehand, get another one close. Is it there? Trying extremely hard. Well, great track. Not quite the weight. Not an easy head for Chloe to get to, though. Just needs to shave this front one of Brianna's. Take probably 18 inches off her previous delivery.
Really pivotal end, I feel, here, because Brianna, it's actually the first or second end that she's led after in this match. She took a 2 in the opening end of this set. Chloe responded immediately. But can Brianna gain some ascendancy here? It's so important for her to do so, to get some confidence, because it's what we saw yesterday at the start of each set with Dawn Heyman. First set raced out to a 7-3 lead, and the second was 7-2.
Yeah, good point you raised there, Val. holding onto a lead. Super important. You don't want to level things up, start second guessing. Brianna Smith, can she get down to that back bowl of Chloe's? Well, I think it might be, I wouldn't say gamble time for Chloe Stewart, but having not quite, well, she is looking to see if it's shot. For me, well, I know we're a long way away from the head here, Val, but for me it does look like Brianna's front one.
Yep. Unfortunately, we don't have a balcony over the top of I was just going to suggest,
does Chloe look to play some form of arriving weight down there on her backhand? As that bowl of Brianna is standing up, it is a little bit more vulnerable. Does she play some kind of arriving weight down on the backhand, look to sit it and sit it for two? But maybe she is holding shot. We do say it a lot, the bowl laying down quite often does win the tape, but there is a bit of room too, so maybe it's a case of Chloe's backing herself to draw this.
Chloe Stewart, final bowl of end 4 of this second set here. 2 sets of 9 ends.
Very close, Val.
Not far off at all, Barry Lester. She wanted to run and hurry, and it's got there. That's a monstrous bowl from Chloe Stewart.
So it was 2. Oh, okay. Chloe's kicking bowls out. I'm just trying to get an indication of if it's 1 or 2.
Brianna's just, I think, gone for a quick comfort stop, so we'll find out whether this is 1 or 2. We will get a measure, but it's close. Definitely 1 to Chloe. And Rose Smith, she got 2 paddles in her hand. There's 2 blue sticking out there, so this could actually be a double for Chloe. All right, well, Barry Lester, it was a 2. Brianna concedes. And once more, Chloe Stewart responds with a multiple. And an important one at that, because it does give her the advantage in set 2 as we near the halfway point. And again, she scores in multiples. 3 out of Brianna's last 4 and 4 out of her 6 scores have been singles, but Chloe, out of the scores that she's had, the 7 of them, she scored 5 multiples, and that's been the telling difference at the moment. She's just continued to have bowls in the head.
Yeah, it's really anyone's game, this, though. When you look at the first set, it was only really a couple of multiples to Chloe in the end that broke that set open, winning that 2 and 3 to finish the set off to get a 5-shot lead. So it was really anyone's up until then, and that's the same situation we're in now. 4-3, Chloe Stewart's way. First bowl, yard short, 4 feet. Brianna Smith needs to jump on here. She's done pretty well. It's not quite there as well, so that would be about 3.5 foot short, that one. Chloe Stewart, great line. Beautiful angle into the jack here. Muscle memory would suggest that she can just send it out on the same line, deliver everything the same, just try and feel that weight. Lovely correction coming in here. That's the beauty of playing the same hand twice. Just send it on the same line, wherever you find your weight, whether it may be in your pendulum, in your takeaway speed, or the press of your body weight. Just step into it, maybe increase your takeaway speed, and just play that same line, feel that same technique. Brianna Smith, nice reply. Probably looking to come under that front one, though, with her next.
So consecutive ends to Chloe Stewart here would be massive. She's got all the momentum. Yes, Brianna's throwing everything at her, and the good thing for Chloe here is that she hasn't really made much of a target. She's got that front bowl in the way.
Yeah, turn that front one down over the jack too. Brianna, you can see a bit of indecision here. The last thing you want to do is play any shot blind. And Brianna in her favour, though, only a small correction required. Just needs to bring her line in a touch. Well, she is playing some form of aggression here, looking to move things around. Well, she will stay on, so that's 2 back bowls to Brianna. Chloe Stewart on the forehand again here. Holding 2, potentially 3. The third one a little bit too far away to tell for us, but with that sign of aggression from Brianna, does she go to the back here?
I think that's where she's gone here, Barry. Chloe winning this chess game so far. But Brianna Smith was able to beat Dawn Heyman yesterday, and Dawn, probably the most in-form bowler in the world.
Brianna Smith, is it a dead draw here? Or some kind of weight just to dislodge the shot bowl and stay? So arriving. Looking to get down to the jack here. Not far away.
She's very close, Barry Lester. Is she going to get there? Is it going to sneak past? No, that is the shot.
Just like yesterday, Val, we saw that on many occasions against Dawn Heyman, last bowl specialist.
Down by 3 and down by 4 at one stage in that match, and she was down 2 there, but down a set as well. That's a mighty save from Brianna Smith. 4 apiece after 5, as we were in the first set. The exact same scoreline. We've gone end for end in this set. Brianna Smith has won 3. Chloe Stewart has won 2. Seems as though having last bowl has been the key.
So Matt right back on the tee here. Jack about 3 metres off the tee. So we're looking at 31 metres. Long length. Forehand it is for Brianna. Probably about 4 feet of room here for Chloe Stewart. The former Victorian now calls Queensland home, has done for a long time. Val Febo telling us all about Chloe's 4 BPL titles, playing with some of the world's best players in Corey Wedlock and Aaron Tees. Very experienced campaigner, been around a long time now, playing high-level bowls. Is this the title that's eluded her? The Australian Indoor Championships. After winning the first set, players will always try to avoid a tiebreak. Chloe Stewart, she's working hard on that, but Brianna Smith wants to see this go to a tie-break.
A 3-end tie-break is a little bit less cruel than a 1-end tie-break. Losing a 1-end is, it's anyone's game, which adds to the drama, and I don't mind it, but I think the players, it's definitely not easy.
So Chloe Stewart, 1 yard of weight required. Will it get back in time? Looks to be on the high side. It's turning late. Chloe Stewart, well, not quite, I don't feel. So it is 1 to Brianna Smith. There's a few bowls in her way now. Does she switch to the backhand? Work her way down through the front. There is that bogey bowl up the front there.
Someone's phone is going off out there. You can see the people just getting rid of it on screen there. I believe that's Karen down there, our resident bouncer. That's the VIP section, and no one's getting in without her seeing if you've got the required accreditation.
Brianna Smith, backhand. Can she get to this jack? Toucher would be huge. Flirting with that front one. She's turned it up. That pretty much shuts down that hand now. So if Brianna's going to try and get another one, it's going to have to be the forehand now. Chloe Stewart, 2 seconds. She may elect to play some form of weight. Get to that cannon. Get to her last bowl with weight. Push Brianna Smith's bowls out. If not, get to the back. Important that Chloe Stewart gets to the back here, wins the tee. Not quite, but Chloe Stewart's got that shot bowl surrounded now. Brianna Smith would be aware of that. She needs to get another one in there. But how does she do it, Val? Is it forehand? Is it backhand?
I think backhand's probably the way to go.
Down through the front. As much as that front bowl may look like it's in the way, it is probably more so a guide, but the unfortunate part of that is if Brianna does look to play backhand and does crash on that front bowl, she doesn't change the head where it's forehand. If she tries to draw another one on her forehand, she may also get to the back. So it's all about that secondary result here. Every time you're playing a bowl, just looking at, if you don't get your objective, what's plan B, what's plan C? It's on its way. Backhand, looking to get another bowl in there. It's on a great line. Brianna Smith's played this very well.
This is a brilliant bowl from Brianna Smith. It's got to get there, and it does. She has put another one in, or has it dropped just short? I've gone too early.
It's just fallen short, but has it cut out at least one of Chloe's nearest? May have cut that bowl over there at 230 out, but the way Chloe's storming back to this mat, she knows this is a huge opportunity here. Forehand with weight. We're going to see solid weight here from Chloe Stewart.
She's got a very good drive on her, Chloe, and she's been working on it.
This will definitely be ditch weight here. Looking for that outside bowl. She gets it square and stays. She can make 4 here. So Chloe Stewart arriving now, swinging into this head.
She's watching.
Options everywhere. Promote her own bowl. Well, in the area, Chloe Stewart.
And has she made 2 or 3 here?
Not quite exactly the result she was after, but in the area, a little shave off the front as we see. Good areas, looking to get that shot of Brianna's out of the head. Looking good there. Just gets down for a little edge.
And that's a full count, Barry Lester.
Yeah, maximum result.
And now, Chloe Stewart has all of the control. Another multiple. in a ridiculously good scoring run, and Chloe is almost at the point where she might not even need the full allotment of ends to get through to the final. This is unbelievable. I'm stunned, Barry Lester. Wasn't expecting that to happen.
Big bowl. Critical mass, I call it, Val. Critical mass. You've got to smother the jack, smother the head. You've got to get bowls in there. You've got to outnumber your opposition. Even if you are down, you've got to outnumber them. So when opportunities do arise, just like then, more things do favour your way. In terms of playing weight, nothing better than being able to play a weighted shot in any discipline, any format, knowing you've got plenty of bowls in the head. Chloe, in that occasion, out of the 4 nearest bowls, had 3 of them and got a little edge off the front and got the maximum count of 4. But Brianna, as we've seen right through this tournament, Val, very tenacious character, always up for the fight. And she's going to have to fight hard here to stay in this match. It's going to have to start with a big bowl here, big response. A little bit of a swap and change, a couple of occasions in this direction from Brianna. Bit of backhand and forehand. This one, though, must get the shot here. She left it to her last bowl. The previous end in this direction. And she's managed shot there. So that's 1 to Brianna. Chloe Stewart. Previous delivery just on a high line. Bring it in a touch. Is it there? Well, yes, it is.
So, Chloe Stewart, a 4 here, if she can get it, will end the match. I don't think that's going to happen, but she's in a really, really strong position.
Yeah, Brianna is not doing a lot wrong either. Giving her bowl a chance, both her first and second delivery past Jack. If she get a little touch for 2 here.
Brianna Smith, what have you got?
Well, it's at least 1. Keeps her in the hunt here. That's all you can do. She can pick up a 1. Chloe knows 3 up with a couple of ends to play.
Barry, what I'm impressed with this morning is the amount of people that are here watching. It's only going to grow.
Yeah, why wouldn't you? Watching superstars like this, great players. The game's pretty safe and in good hands when you've got players like this out here on the big stage. Showing us how it's done. So Chloe Stewart finds herself 1 down, 4 up on the board. Will we see some form of weighted shot, looking to crack an egg on that shot bowl or turn it out of the head? Doesn't want her own bowl. Well, Chloe Stewart almost did it again with her last bowl.
So Brianna now, I think it's vital that she gets a second here.
Yeah, same bowl as her last bell. Just over the draw. Backhand. 2 here is huge. Not a lot of danger for her, really. If she's a bowl tight, she can turn Chloe's bowl out. Two shots here would be massive for Brianna Smith. If she can manage to get another one here, I reckon the crowd would love this, Val. They want to see this game go right to the end.
They do. More bowls, the better. Brianna Smith. She almost did it. What an effort. It won't be enough. Chloe Stewart won't mind that. A 1 is okay because Brianna needs more than 1 and over.
We spoke a lot about tactics earlier in the game, Val. And Brianna Smith just dropped a 4 with the jack a couple of metres off the tee.
And the funny thing is, Barry Lester, that Brianna has won more ends this set. We've gone end for end. No one's backed it up and won 2 in a row. But Chloe Stewart, all multiples. 3 of Brianna's 4 have been singles.
Yeah, well, this is nearly exactly where Brianna just dropped a 4. The jack's nearly in an identical spot. She did hold shot, though, with Chloe playing an absolute cracker with her last, but let's see if Brianna can double up in what she did with her first delivery in this and previous end in this direction. Getting a nice one in there, nice and close. She's looking to trail the jack here. Well, don't mind that. First bowl in behind the jack. It's in the game. Chloe Stewart. Forehand. About a yard of room to count here. Missing under, so not quite making the most of that room there, Chloe. Brianna, positive body language here. She knows she's not far out of this. 1 or 2 good deliveries. She's right back in this match. And that's where it starts, with your technique, backing yourself in with your routine. Not going to get there. Chloe Stewart switching to the backhand. You generally know with most players out of the hand and their body language whether it's any good. Chloe stalking this right down the green. She likes it, and that's why. Brianna staying on the forehand here. One yard of weight required on her previous delivery. Can she get to that bowl of Chloe Stewart's?
Very close.
Yeah, she can. Well, that's a
Brilliantly
great shot
done
from Brianna. Not easy with that bowl in the way. Played it to perfection. Came around it nicely.
So we are so close to determining the winner of this match. Whether we go to a tiebreak or not, we've only got at most 5 ends or 4 ends after this.
And of course, if Chloe can manage to get a 1.
You're exactly right. It's over.
Same bowl, though, for Chloe. Doesn't need to change much here.
She's tight.
Well,
Unless...
it's a slide off the front. She couldn't, could she?
Yeah, I think she's done it. Yep.
Well, that hurts. Brianna did all the hard work on her forehand, drawing it cold.
Well, this is it. This is the decisive moment for Brianna Smith. If she can secure a 1 or secure a 2 or something.
Down game.
Yep. Of course, if it's mathematically impossible for someone to win, we're not playing the rest, as it's been all week. And a tie of this set will not be enough for Brianna Smith because she lost the first 10-5. And if Chloe can remain with the shot, she leads by a full count with 1 end to go, which is enough for her to make her maiden Australian Indoor Championships final.
Looking to get rid of this bowl here, Brianna Smith, with weight. Beautiful release. Still staring at it.
She's close. Brianna Smith. Just shy. And that will do the job for Chloe Stewart. She's not playing that last bowl. She says, no, thank you. And I think we will get a shake of the hands. Brianna wasn't 100% sure. They will shake hands. And Chloe Stewart is through. Barry Lester to the 2024 Australian Indoor Championships final. For the first time in her career, the home club product makes her barnstorming run. She's been superb, and she was brilliant this morning.
Yeah, great game. Chloe Stewart picking up that third last stand there. It was a big moment in the match. So a couple of big numbers from Chloe Stewart really separated the match. But Brianna Smith, great tournament. That's deep end, 2 out of the last 3 years. Remember the name, Brianna Smith. She's on the rise, ladies and gentlemen. But Chloe Stewart, 1 win away from the Australian Indoor title and her trip to Aberdeen.
Exactly right. Very exciting for the Tweed product and for everybody here at Club Tweed who will hope that their hometown hero can go on and push for that title, the elusive Australian Indoor title. We know one of the finalists out of the 4. We're going to find out the first men's singles finalist at 11 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, which is half an hour away. Jeremy Henry and Ali Forsyth. Very much looking forward to that one. Barry Lester, thank you very much.
Yeah, great call, Val.
Looking forward to half an hour's time. Jeremy Henry and Ali Forsyth coming up. But Chloe Stewart, she's the first through to the Australian Indoor Final with a 10-5, 9-5 win over Brianna Smith.
Aero, used by world champions Kelvin Kirko, Corey Wedlock, Erin Tees and Erin Sheriff. Swirl, Aero's new colourway, easy on the eye and in over 65 colours. Aero's enhanced grip allows you to go up 1 to 2 sizes, shaped to give maximum comfort and control. Made in Australia, machined with robotics for unparalleled accuracy. Aero provide the most accurate of bowls. Aero, same line every time.